Hi Stampin' friends, tonight we're going to use the Reindeer Fun Bundle and the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. The Reindeer Fun Bundle has some great stamps that you can stamp with, and then it also has some dies. And of course the dies to cut out each of these images here, but then also a die of a little reindeer's face. So I think it's pretty cute. Now the paper is also gorgeous. This one has presents, and then galloping and hopping and standing, all different kinds of things, reindeer on white. This one is on Pool Party and has a reindeer snowman and a little reindeer working on the snowman. They're pulling a a rabbit on a sled, the little reindeer is. So lots of cute stuff on that. Let's see, I think that one's in this one. So there he is pulling the rabbit on the sled. And then this has the image that is die cut on it. And so that's pretty cute. It just kind of makes a lot of different patterns. And then a really nice holly and berry pattern. This one has very, to me, more realistic looking reindeer. These don't have on any hats or anything like that. And they're in a field of trees. And then this is just a lot of little trees for a smaller background. Then we have this one, which you could make into a present, of course, a nice tartan plaid. And then I cut it this direction because I thought it looked nice where the little reindeer are decorating a tree. And this one has a little cup of coffee and that kind of thing going on. So kind of cute. And this last one has a cute string of lights. And this one has just a reindeer pattern on the background. The first thing I wanted to do was go over some sentiments that are in this set, which is may all your days be full of cheer. There weren't a lot of possibilities for me to cut this out in my stash. So I used this one as an old tried and true. And then the Merry Christmas, this Merry Christmas comes from the tree set that's new for the catalog. We'll be working on with it next week. But sometimes you just don't want your sentiment as big as it can be sometimes and also with this set. And then I used the Merry Christmas here from the set on this one and just stamped it at the top. So there's several possibilities and several different things to do here. I wanted to kind of show you all the things that I did. Now this has a lot of presents with it. So I cut these several times. So you could make a card that is just about presents, not necessarily about your reindeer at all. So you could, you could do something religious and put, the greatest gift, Jesus kind of a thing. You could also just make a little vignette. I meant to have a little circle and then pop your presents on it. So you might want to use, oh, that's the wrong one. There's two lengths of package. So one goes on the package this direction, the smaller package, and then the taller one goes on the package this direction. Now, in this case, I probably would use the white. You could also look at this and kind of decide what you want to do and how you want to arrange these. So maybe, here's my point, then maybe you'll put some real red here. Let's see, maybe this one and the real red, like that. And then maybe the white one, maybe you'll have it. You can also just cut these off at both ends, make a little square package, and then when you put the green on, then it's just did that even make sense? Let me just go ahead and do it while you're sitting here. I'm just gonna try to get it straight. I don't know if I will or not, but E for effort. There we go. And then you've got a slightly different sized package there. So then you could just put your Merry Christmas here. add perhaps a bow. This is some ribbon that doesn't necessarily go with this one, but it's a shaded spruce and it will look nice with this, even though this is garden green. I just think that the profusion of greens in this, you can just use almost any green in it, with it, I mean. Now, the one green I probably wouldn't use with this paper is actually the soft seafoam, because it's very light and not very bright. But I do think it looks great with this set, maybe just different parts of it. Then this one would be cute as well. I probably wouldn't layer these together, but I wanted to show you some other die cuts that are in here, which is the cute little light strand. So typically around here, people use the green light strand, and then I would just cut these little guys off here. Maybe a couple. I'm not going to cut them all because I don't want to get them lost. I'm going to cut maybe 3 of each color, like that. And probably I should have cut the little edge off so I could have left the green showing on that, because they typically have green at the base. And then green here. The green lights I thought would be nice if they were smaller. I don't know if I have if I can get excuse me, the glue out of this real quick. Just trying to pull that loose. Well, let's see what we've got here. I want to make sure. I like to feel these and make sure I have them the right side up. Sometimes I can't tell by looking. Oh my gosh, that is probably enough for this entire thing here. Definitely is. Try to get some of that off of this one. There we go. Okay, so then all you really need to do is kind of keep it, keep the pattern the same. Now on theirs, they only used green and red lights, but for me, I like to use the colors that I typically see in the in light strand. So then this would be cute to put, I probably wouldn't put it on this, but cute to put on maybe a piece, let's see here. Like a piece like this. Use it on the edge. And then maybe add some pieces of the designer series paper. And then maybe our little deer hopping like that. So anyway, you can kind of imagine what I'm thinking. And where I'm probably actually going to use these is with, let me grab it real quick so you'll see what I'm talking about. I think it would look really cute with this Humble Home set. What I was thinking, this would look really cute if you made a card with this and just have it up in the corner. It doesn't have to necessarily be part of the card, more just like a little cute decoration on the side. And I can definitely see myself using it like that. Now, the reason it's in here is because, you know, they're stringing the lights on the trees and stuff in the paper. Let's see, let me show you. Like this, where they do the red and the green on the tree. But I just think it's got plenty of uses that are, you know, maybe not necessarily to do with the reindeer. So. All right, so I did that. Okay, this one, I kind of was just using this to show you. I have another card in mind for this that we'll get to in a second. I kind of wanted to show you a finished card that I did for a swap. And what it is it uses this peek through piece. So I do like the way the peek through piece looks. It, you know, depending on what color you use, that kind of thing. This one has the other reindeer paper. This is just the paper that is the Make a Difference paper. So I used it for the background. I tore some white across the back to make some snow for them to stand on. And then they have the Merry Christmas, the ribbon, and I think it looks really cute peeking through to see our deer. That is also my opinion. This is my controversial opinion of the day or whatever. I really think that our deer needs to be peeking his head like he's peeking through the trees. If he is just on, for example, a square or a circle, I think he looks like he has been removed from his body. Therefore, he looks like he is taxidermied and on the wall. So I just think that that one looks a little bit sad if you don't put him like he's designed right here, peeking out. And I think he looks really funny doing this, like just peeking out like, here I am. And to me, that's the look that I want to use with the set. Now, I did not grab, looks like it's actually my real red, but to me it looks like cherry cobbler. So I didn't want you to be afraid to use cherry cobbler with this. And we have this gorgeous cherry cobbler ribbon. But silly me, I left it somewhere, and I only have the red and the real red and the Poppy Parade. But I think you can see here why I think it looks like he needs to be coming out in like he's peeking through the trees. Yes, yeah, poor Bambi. I think they look, I mean, just my opinion, but I would not use him like that. I think he looks a little strange and kind of concerning. Okay, so what you do here, I did it just like Stampin' Up! Did it, because I think it's probably the easiest and best way. I did his antlers in the early espresso, then this layer here where it's mostly his ears and everything in the lighter brown, which is in my case the crumb cake. And then I did the next layer, the layer that is more him, more of his body. I did that in the pecan pie, gosh. And I think that is kind of the easiest little order to put these in as far as making it look cutesy. Now you could add some white. You could put some white on his ears or around his eyes or whatever, but I think that's pretty cute. Then I would use, now let's try and try this back through here, this where it looks like trees in the background. I think that's kind of cute. It looks like there are some, you'll want to play with your placement on this and maybe not have one laying down. Have some trees in the background and some little deer. And I think that is a great background with this. Then maybe you want to put this around his neck, like a little wreath around his neck. And then you could also there's a bow that you could use. I don't think I got over here with it. But also remember when we have this ribbon with the gold that's still available online. And that's a fun thing to put with your little deer as well. Then you could also have instead, I wouldn't put all these things necessarily, but you could have a little holly branch and some holly down in the corner. That just makes him look festive as well. Okay, so that is our little die cut reindeer possibility. Then I also wanted to show you all of our little hopping reindeer. Here's our little hopping reindeer. That would be cute on the background. Now with him, I would probably put just some trees in the background and then have him hopping like that. Another thing I wanted to show you, see this is, and then you could also, like in the other card, I had our little family there. They are also in the paper, so there's a few that you can either die cut or cut out with this. There are so many pretty papers in this, Shauna, you're right. It's so fun. So you could tuck them in as well. You want to put the leaves, the needles around them, but put them on there like that. Super cute. And then, excuse me, and then here's the hopping one from the paper as well. Lots of cuteness. Now, how I did my little deer here on the card, I used white craft ink and an old blender pen that I have actually labeled white craft ink, so I know that that's what I'm doing with it. And I just used it to color inside the ears. I won't make you watch everything. Color inside the ear and inside this ear. And then once you do that, you kind of let it dry. You kind of want to go back over because the top of the deer's ear is also a place where you would put some white. And then their little tails. And I'm not doing a super great job because I'm just kind of doing it quick. And then I put it on their underbelly, like that, and then coming up their little front like that. Places that you think on a deer would not be very dark. And it gives it a little highlight. And think how much faster this is than were you to take this white and start in with your blends. I just think that this makes it so much faster. So let me go ahead and put a little more. You can put a little white around their faces, put a little white right there. And a little around their muzzle. Like that. A little on the legs. You can put some white on their feet like that. I did a little bit of that. And it just highlights them. And I mean, you just watched me do that. It was really fast. I think I like it better on the lighter color of deer, but you can certainly do it on this one as well. I'll go ahead and kind of show you the difference in the look. It is higher contrast on this one. It's definitely very obvious. Do a little clicking right there. Do it kind of right like that. That. Back side of that leg. This one doesn't have as many places to put white. You want to be real light around the face on this one because you don't want to get it get carried away on it. But then what I did after that was I went back in, you can see here, with the light flirty flamingo and put that over the ears, you know, the insides to give it a kind of a pink look. So that's how I did these guys. So I think it just makes it pop a little more and creates interest in those spots. Another thing I wanted to show is just to put him behind a piece of paper that you've maybe sponged around, and it gives it, I wouldn't necessarily do it with this. So if you go to the trouble to cut this guy out, it kind of needs to be the star of the show because it is so, so cute and so pretty. I felt like it looked like that they were wider at the base down here, but you can do it whatever way works for you. I just thought that looked like the top. So totally either way. And then for my last card, I wanted to just put a card together that I thought would be cute, just using the papers. Talk about a few of the different ways that I kind of designed this, or as I was thinking about it, the choices that I was making. Okay, so I used, let me see here, this background piece, and I put these trees on it. Not certain it wouldn't look better with this one, so that may be the one piece that I don't stick down. I'm gonna go ahead and put our granny apple green on our garden green. That's close enough. And then I did, you know, this is our regular layer, and then I did this layer at, instead of 5 1/4, I did it 5 by 3 3/4. And then these are some of my little hopping guys here. And I did this. Now this is just with some scraps, but it's a great way to use scraps that are left over and make it look like you're still using the cutest bits of the paper. So in that case, I use, whoopsie, hold on, got just a weeds off. There we are. And then he can still look like he's looking at something, like he's on the paper and he looks back like he's looking at something. I just thought that was cute. And then with this one, you could use this, but I think that's a little much. I think it probably needs to be our present layer. Just needs a little scooch that direction. You can see you'll want to be a little careful. Clearly I touched that and there's a little bit of white on my hands. So be careful if you use that idea that I had. So then you've got the presents. I think the smaller tree is on this one. You guys can tell me if you don't agree, that's fine, but put that like that. And it's just a little bit smaller here as well, so it's kind of nested in. And then this is what I was doing with this. First I started with this one and I was like, well, I could use that, but it's kind of way too big. So it covers up most of my presents. I didn't care for that. So then I went with this one, which is smaller, and kind of, I think it still pops it up, pops the reindeer on the green, but it's just a little less giant. Now, on the other hand, you may think, well, that's fine and all, but why the postage edge? Why wouldn't you just keep with the same? So you certainly could do that instead. I'm putting the garden green on the granny apple green because we've used the granny apple green for all of our bases on this one. Okay. And then in that case, you would put it maybe like this instead. And then pop him over here on the corner. And then I would probably use one of the little Merry Christmases. This one's one in kind of a dark green, and put that right on there like that. So there's a lot of possibility with this. I think since I was thinking about using this, I think I would probably go ahead and actually use this small postage and then pop this guy on the end. Now, another thing I will do with this is I will put my dimensionals under several of these. So the first one I'm just going to go ahead and stick down. Oh, I got to stick my other layer down as well here. And I decided on. I do like lots of layers on my cards, and especially when there's so many pretty papers, I do like to use them. Okay, let's see if I think that's border is straight, close enough. And then to put this one on there, I'm gonna put dimensionals on this one, if I can find them. Oh, there they are. Off there. Pop this guy right here. Christmas and our little deer. So when it's like this, remember to put the dimensionals only on the outside so that it will lay smooth. And you can put, oops, regular adhesive on this side. That's going to be on what already has dimensionals on it. Like that. Oh, I don't care for how I did that. I'm gonna have to scoot it over even a little bit more. Anyway, and then of course I want to use some dimensionals on this one, but this might be a good time to use our small guys. So we don't have to worry about getting them exactly in the right place. Oh, maybe one more there in the center. Popping them on there. There we go. And then maybe put your Merry Christmas up here. Maybe put a red bow here. Maybe on the top. Somewhere like that. Super cute. And then we do have with this set, they tell us that the little peppermints go with this one. I'm not convinced. I feel like the peppermints might look good with some of the others, maybe a little more. I would probably use some of these guys with it because this is a nice match. These are our, let me see what they're called. I can't remember, so goofy. Iridescent adhesive back discs. I think these green ones would really pop on there, as well as the white ones, and of course the red. These, where are they? gosh, I just had them. These guys that go with the market. It's perfect. The garden green and the lemon lime twist would really make this pop as well. So, oh, another thing Stampin' Up! Has shown is coloring this ribbon with a marker in like Granny Apple Green or something. And I will tell you that that is a very good look and it would really make this pop, but it does tend to damage your blends. So I do caution you against that if you're worried about ruining your blends. Now, if you have an old blend, then that's perfect, but it can ruin your blends. So here's the one, here's the light Granny Apple Green. And there you can see what the end of mine looks like when I've done a few like that. So, but I will go ahead and kind of put some on here like this, and you can see how nice it looks and how you wouldn't know that the ribbon was ever blue. Really, you didn't even have to put it on the back side. Well, I probably would just to give it intensity of color. There you can see how nice that ribbon looks colored with the blends. So super sweet. And, you know, it's in the catalog, but just to show you what they mean. Now, the Sharpie end, which I usually suggest that people use to do most of their coloring, it takes a lot longer to color your ribbon with the Sharpie end. And you can kind of see what you've done. And it does have more intense color, though, I think. So, anyway, if you're worried about it, probably try to use this end, but it is going to take you a little longer to get it done. Okay, so we did this one. We made our card with the with these cute little presents. We played with this little guy hopping through the trees. Talked about how we could make him stand out the most. And then the original card that I made for the swap, where they're just you're just happening upon them in the forest. They're kind of sweet and fun. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope that you have a great long weekend. Bye-bye.